Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗣𝗚𝘅 channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me today is Shekhar Iyer as we look at these hoax, bomb threats on many India-based or India-related aircraft carriers. Now, over 80 plus have been reported since Monday. Today, 30 plus. Just today, just an hour ago, there was one rerouting of a flight. All this is going on, and the Indian investigative agencies are trying to find out who is sending these emails. They've made some progress. To know all about that and more, let's welcome Shekhar Iyer ji. Shekhar ji, namaskar and welcome to 𝗣𝗚𝘅 channel. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Shreyas. Thank you. Thank you. Normally, a weekend where we would have, started on politics because elections have been announced for Maharashtra and Jharkhand at last. And there is hectic political activity going on in terms of seat sharing, seat allocation, and of course, intense tussle. But what has happened in the last 3 4 days is actually so alarming, which impinges on safety in civil aviation. And as to the question, who is doing this? As you mentioned, there have been, tens of such hoax calls causing huge disruption, both for domestic travel as well as for international travel. The government of India has sat up, the intelligence agencies are working to find out who is making these calls, and almost all these calls are on social media, and they are sent to people who are traveling on board after the aircraft taken off, or it is being sent to people who will notice it. So this has become such a hassle. Though at one level it looks like a prank. For instance, in Mumbai, a teenager was caught for making one of those calls, because and he made those calls on behalf of his friend with whom he had fallen out. Of course, this is too childish and too boyish explanation, but when you look at the whole magnitude of such calls happening, and one wonders, is it somewhat like the train accidents that we are seeing in India? There has been again rise in the number of accidents. We saw one near Chennai, as now there is a good reasons to suspect it's an incident of sabotage, because nuts and bolts were removed, and the train which was supposed to go on the main line entered the loop line because a fish plate had been removed and hit a goods train or a freight car waiting there. So one does ask this question as to, is it just some prank played by some people who may not be connected, or is it a part of a strategy? But one thing is clear, sir: the civil aviation industry is crying because they are in ruins if this kind of thing happens. Because one, the cost goes up with these hoaxes. Passengers are stranded, and straight away the operational costs just shoot through the roof. And all those airlines affected are Air India, Indigo, Akash Air, Vistara, SpiceJet, Star Asia, you name it, Alliance Air, all they have been targeted. And I mean, you can imagine, you have just settled down on a flight, say from New York to Delhi, and after an hour or so, you are told there is something is wrong, and you're back. You're headed back to the destination from where you started. You can imagine the confusion. People have deadlines to keep, appointments to look forward to. People are traveling for various reasons, and it is happening at a time there is a 60% surge in domestic, bookings, and there are 70 to 80% surge in international bookings. At a time when the financial health of airlines should be looking up, and the industry has been facing a lot of problem of spares, because Boeing has not been able to supply on time. There has been problems with engine spare parts for engine. Every airline, Air India or Indian Airlines, whether they operate Boeing or Airbus, there have been some problems. Now, whenever a threat is received, they cannot dismiss it as a prank, and airlines are duty bound, are mandated to carry out those checks, which is, they have to come back, they have to go for the nearest landing, and then and can you imagine, a plane takes off from, say, America, and then it has to again go back huge parking fees, huge landing fees, and then the crew, the crew layover, and they have the duty schedule, lot of things. So what has happened is this has so far what the intelligence agencies have found is threats have mostly come from uh, IP addresses which are located in London and Germany, and they have also contacted X, that is formerly known as Twitter, to share details, IP addresses of uh, the ID from which some threats were issued. And I think straight away the government is thinking of, if they identify the person, they'll put those persons on the no-flying list so that they don't get to travel on any aircraft for life. Because that's what Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu has been, listening to proposals coming from security officials, that, and as well as from DGCA, to act very tough on whoever these people are. We have seen this happening. So people who miss the flight or caught in a traffic jam before they reach airport making these calls. I mean, they were earlier phone calls. Now you can't run away from phone calls these days because the calls can be easily traced. Now, but one thing is clear is at least two IP addresses are common for many of these threats that have been issued, and all these are they're employing VPN, what is called the virtual private networks. So one wonders what is going on, who is behind it. Is it just group of individuals who are not connected to each other just because X made it, Y made it, so everyone is making it just for the heck of it or the fun of it? Or is it because they don't fear consequences, because they can do it under a screen, their identity will not be known? I think this is indeed bothering a lot of us, because this is the time, festive season is coming, a lot of people are traveling, and like this, you can imagine at a time like this, flights are overbooked. As such, you have other problems. Added to that, a flight gets cancelled, and these days airlines use their aircraft to an optimum capacity and for optimum routes. So an aircraft goes from, say, place A to B, again from B to C, C to D, and by the end of the day, I mean, they have done nearly 7, 8 flights. So one flight gets disrupted. I'm talking of domestic aviation, but you can imagine what it is in terms of cost for them. I am told when a hoax costs, I mean a hoax, there is some figures available, sir, in terms of financial implication. I'm told that one hoax call can cost an airline, a flight, it can cost up to, say, from 1 crore to 3 crores if
That's
there
a
is
lot.
one flight. I mean, this is huge cost, and that includes everything. The fuel expense. Suppose normally what they have to do is, if there is a bomb threat, normally the airline standard protocol is to exhaust the fuel before they land, which means a lot of fuel have to be wasted, so that to prevent any explosion or huge fire on board the plane. So this is something which is it's a very serious matter, and we are here at P Gurus thought that unless there is an immediate end to uh, these hoax calls, we are going to see more disruptions next week, or unless those who are behind it are caught. But it is gratifying to note that Twitter, or formerly Twitter and now called X, officials are willing to share the IP addresses of some of the identified IDs from which these threat calls have gone. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, sir. And this is definitely a big concern. And I have spent sometimes these kinds of things where something got rerouted. The amount of disruption that happens in people's lives is just tremendous, and there won't be proper sanitary facilities sometimes, or the airport will not be heated. It's torture. That's all I can say. And for what purpose? To what end? And see, today is British Columbia State Assembly election, sir. That's why you're seeing a lot of noise being created. They somehow want NDP to be elected again. I hope that that does not happen, because I'm personally disgusted with the kind of politics 𝙥𝙘𝙤 runs. And I hope that the people of British Columbia see their way clear through this. This is not the way a country runs. He's been practically holding the country to ransom. And all these pannu, vannu, all these two-bit thugs, these people need to be put in their place. And I don't understand why US continues to do it, because I'll tell you, sir, yesterday I had done some forensic analysis. There is a foreign interference committee going on in Canada investigating whether there was election interference from foreign countries. And Justin Trudeau there, he could not dare lie that India had a hand in the assassination of Niger. He said that according to intelligence inputs, he could not give actual evidence. So the whole tamasha was created to try and make it look like there's a just cause for the Khalistani movement in Canada. Again, it comes back to this one state assembly election, because 𝗥𝙘𝙤 is trying to gauge the opinion to see if this would lead him to become the Prime Minister of Canada. And he absolutely made an ass of himself in one of the press conferences where he didn't even put two lines properly. Shekharji, this is disgusting that somebody who is considered their leader can't even properly, say what he wants to say. He starts taking pot shots at Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Totally unwanted for, totally uncalled for. Somehow create some sort of a sensation when there is none. So this is the Canada story. I expect that things will settle down in the next day or two, because if NDP loses there, I think that would be the time. See, it means people of Canada are saying that this is enough. Otherwise, this will continue. It's their choice, whatever they want to do. I think India is moving decisively to call Canada by a certain category, which actually makes things much, much harder for Canada. We have covered on that also. Also, United States is concerned that BRICS is going to announce a new currency. That is one of the reasons why they were going after India so hard. And that, I think, just 2-3 hours ago, Putin has announced that in the next summit in Kazan, that an alternate BRICS currency is not going to be discussed. So, I mean, there were leaks. The name also was given. It's called UNIT, and it is supposed to be based on blockchain, done by 2 economists from Russia and 1 from China. I mean, I've done a program also on that, on what exactly it means, how it tracks transactions, and it is backed by 40% of gold. So a lot of things have been done, and now I think Putin has kind of let the pressure off a little bit by saying that we are not going to be discussing the currency. So these things, both pressure from US as well as from Canada, in my opinion, should start going down in the next few days, and things have to come back to normal. I mean, there are signs where they're tearing apart the Indian flag. I mean, somebody who's doing that is doing it with a purpose, to try and incite emotions. And then they're saying you should close down all Indian consulates in Canada. I mean, whatever comes to their mouth, they talk. I mean, have you seen some of the Pannu statements lately? Can anyone take him seriously? So this has gone beyond the ludicrous, and it's actually negative dividends for people who are behind him quietly. I hope that these things settle down. Clearly, democracy is far from the minds of people now. Everybody wants some kind of a safety, that when they step out on the street, that they don't get gunned at, especially in cities like Vancouver, where there's a fair amount of population, but that is still not the majority, though. It's just in high single digits. That cannot be allowed to run the whole state. So I expect some stuff happening. Let's see what happens. The Conservatives should win. I'm calling it out because I'm disgusted with the amount of time being spent on such things, all based on lies. Shekharji, sorry to go on a rant here, but all these are connected. See, the bomb threats, Modi's BRICS push now. He's going to go to Kazan. Xi Jinping is coming there. There will be some talks. Of course, there will be some talks. Whether it leads to something or not, we will not be privy to that. But clearly, this time the BRICS announcements have made United States nervous. The reference currency of the world, dollar, is finally getting some challenge, and I like that. So anyway, so that's just my 2 cents, sir. Let's talk about Jaishankar's Pak visit.
Sir, the very fact that we were all caught up in this Canada's charges, Canadian Prime Minister's charge against India, and the complete anticlimax was when he told that Committee on Foreign Interference that they don't actually have evidence. What they had was intelligence, credible intelligence, or what they call an intelligence that could lead to evidence, when we know intelligence and evidence are two different things. And that was such an anticlimax. The Indian media was full of it. Now I hear even the Canadian government has started monitoring Indian media and Indian media personalities. Every evening for the last 2-3 days, the Canadian Prime Minister has been pulled over hot coals, I must say, because they have been finding holes in what Justin Trudeau told that commission or committee. And the whole focus was about interference by China in favor of his party, Trudeau, has raked up this issue about the killing, and then about the involvement of Indian intelligence agents. Now, there was speculation, sir, even as this was going on, and then America again mounting pressure on attempt on Pandu. Today, the person who was working for RAW, he has been named. When this was going on, there was a lot of speculation in social media, of course, that whether the Prime Minister is under pressure not to go for the BRICS summit. Though there was no reasons to assume that Prime Minister Modi would ever come under any pressure. But this was going on, and then came this official announcement that the Prime Minister Modi will attend the 16th annual summit of BRICS conference, and he'll be there on October 23rd and 24th, and he is going to meet Putin. And the Americans and the Canadians and even the entire West has been very upset with Modi's frequent interactions with Putin. He had been there in July. Of course, they have been exchanging over telephone. Now, this is the first time he is meeting Putin after he had met President Biden. He had met Putin in July when he had gone on a state visit, and they had a India-Russia annual summit. Then subsequent to that, where Prime Minister Modi had taken up the issue of the conflict in Ukraine and the humanitarian side of that conflict, how women and children have been subjected to severe dislocation and pain and suffering. And then he had carried some message from Putin, I believe, and when he met President Biden and later President Zelensky. And in turn, NSA traveled to meet Putin. Ajit Doval, he also conveyed what the Prime Minister felt after his discussion with President Biden and Zelensky. Now, everybody is looking at if there is going to be a meeting between Modi and Xi Jinping on the sidelines of this BRICS summit, because there will be bilaterals. And as you mentioned, well, Putin is pushing for currencies. For pushing for that countries who belong to BRICS should, trade in their own currencies. Of course, they are also talking of a common currency. Of course, it's a priority for Russia, and we have also been looking at rupee-ruble payment so that for our energy needs are met through this. And because Russia has been having a problem in receiving international payments because it was expelled from that SWIFT system after it invaded Ukraine. Now, 15 summits have taken place of BRICS, and BRICS today is, it has got, this time they have got new members also coming. They have got Saudi Arabia, Iran, UAE, So there will be a lot of focus on what's happening there. Of course, Putin made it a point when he met journalists a day ago that this is not a anti-Western or an anti-Western front. It's rather more of a non-Western front. But nevertheless, but of course, India has been trying to do a trapeze walking between Quad and BRICS. But it's going to be very important because we are definitely seeing a pattern in which pressure is being put on India by way of raking up cases like an attempt on Pannu's life and Nijar's killing to put Modi, Prime Minister Modi, and the government of India in a kind of a tight spot. But then that's not going to. Yeah, we are already hearing that India may cancel a huge military purchases from Canada because Prime Minister Modi is very clear. We don't do business with people who humiliate us, who raise questions about our integrity, our commitment to democratic practices. So you are going to see that this is not going to be easy. If you want business, well, behave yourself. Now, there is a year to go for the Canadian elections to happen. This is going to be sometime in October next year. Before that, one doesn't know. You have mentioned the provincial elections, both in British Columbia and to be followed by one in Ontario. Sikhs are only 2% of the Canadian population, but their concentration in these metropolitan areas, both around Vancouver as well as Toronto, has led to all this kind of the Canadian version of vote bank politics. We are witness to the Indian version of vote bank politics, but you are seeing vote bank politics there also. So where, but there have been different kind of opinions, sir, in India also that there is a view that we should not too much bother about this Khalistan business in Canada because it's all about Sikhs who left 2-3 generations ago, and it's a second thing, and they nurture Khalistan, and that too a particular group is doing it. It's not that all the people from Punjab or Sikhs from Punjab are supporters of Khalistan. They are bothered about their normal life. They are not. And then we should not bother and we should not make a big deal in the sense that we should not think about this. But it's not that simple. I'm mentioning this because this view has got ground with a leading columnist making a case for that India should just withdraw you know, its strategists who are more worked up about this rise of Khalistan voices from America and Canada. That we should not bother about them; they do not matter. But it's not that simple for the simple reason these are gangs that are involved in gun running, they're involved in drug trafficking, and involved in extortion rackets in India. India made at least 26 extradition requests to Canada concerning persons accused of these kind of crimes. And Canada did not respond to a single extradition request. So, you can imagine what is the approach. Sir, I have always been maintaining, what if there is some kind of a geopolitical miracle, I would call it, that China and India finally decide to settle their issues? Will not someday some wisdom dawn on China that it doesn't serve it well to keep irritating India? What is the gain? They have been losing business because India has been vetting every single Chinese projects and Chinese imports. It has not done them good. And they are also spending huge amounts of money to keep at least a lakh of their People's Liberation Army personnel in that difficult terrain. So is India. We are also spending a lot, but well, this is a good opportunity, I would say. But then one does not know what is exactly going on the Chinese Communist Party, what's going on in terms of Xi Jinping's political future. All you hear one day is that people are purged and then there is a new leadership. But then to have too many fronts, as we have seen under Xi Jinping's tenure, You have Taiwan, you have problems you have problems with Japan, you have problems with Australia. I mean, you are having problems with everyone. And because after what has happened in the Middle East, particularly what has happened in Gaza and southern Lebanon, with Iran on one side, Israel on the other side, with Russia, China seem to be backing Iran. I mean, this is not going to go far. I mean, some stage, of course, people are saying with this killing of this a top Hamas leader, and we have seen videos how were his last moments and how there was jubilation in Israel. Even Kamala Harris has said that his killing is an important milestone in the battle against terror, and she also has hoped that this will hopefully bring an end to the conflict in Palestine or in Gaza and southern Lebanon. Of course, many so-called left liberal, secular, all those voices are very upset that Kamala Harris and President Biden, they have not done anything to stop this war. And people have been questioning why India is allowing this to happen. Well, no country is approaching this issue or responding to the situation on the basis of any high moral principles. Everybody is looking at it in terms of their own country's interest, their own interests. So BRICS, I think the decision itself by Prime Minister Modi to go there is very, very significant. And I think this is happening in the run-up to a period in America where all the focus is on how close the contest is getting. And already, I believe, polling has opened in some states and voting is taking place. And I believe the margins are getting narrower and narrower. And in some states, so-called swing states, things are actually swinging. Shayarji.
Thank you, sir. The question is whether the election this time around will be free of any kind of a controversy. That's where the whole question is now. There are some swing states that will determine who the next president is. But there are also people who are not revealing what they are voting. So I wouldn't put too much faith on what is coming out. Some are predicting a very clear victory for Trump. Again, like I said, I've written a book about it. 2020 elections, there were lots of things that were questionable, and nothing has been solved yet. No clear-cut answer that this is not right, that you got your data wrong. And that's where the whole thing lingers. Everybody is suspicious. What is the new trick that the Democrats are going to play? And the Democrats point to Republicans gerrymandering for the last 20, 30 years. So it's like each one pointing fingers at the other, Shekhar. So I'm not going to say that one is better than the other. Both seem to be doing something that is probably not democratic. So be that as it may, US is the last country that should be talking about lack of democracy in other countries. It needs to look inwards. That is my 2 cents, sir. Let's take a quick look at the rise of the Mahayuti alliance in Maharashtra.
Sir, I think there's one more topic. Yeah. Jaishankar's visit has also.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Yeah.
This Jaishankar, he promised everyone that he will behave himself when he is in Pakistan. Yes. And this basically drawing attention to the fact when Bilal Bhutto was here for the Goa meeting of foreign ministers from the same Shanghai Cooperation Council. And that time he had said a lot of things about, 370 and things like that. And then Jaishankar had to counter it. And that spoiled what was supposed to be a multilateral occasion. But this time we saw that the handshakes between, people were watching what was the level of warmth in the handshake between Jaishankar and the Pakistan Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif. And of course, there were brief exchange of courtesies. And this visit came after 9 years. And people in India know that, sir, when Nawaz Sharif was Prime Minister of Pakistan, he had warmly welcomed Prime Minister Vajpayee in that bus trip from Lahore. But unfortunately, that was the time when General Musharraf who was army chief then, plotted Kargil. And since then, Nawaz Sharif in several interviews had expressed deep regret that a good start in 99 could have been, could have actually, 1999 could have been a good beginning. And people here believe that Nawaz Sharif has been sincere. But the current political situation is such, the current, because we all still believe that it is the deep state and the Pakistan army which is, calling shots in that country. And incidentally, Nawaz Sharif met a number of Indian journalists who had gone to cover this conference, where he again spoke very warmly about, how India and Pakistan can have good relations. And then he also admitted that we made some efforts. See, after that, Prime Minister Modi went to Pakistan. That was during Nawaz Sharif's birthday. He made a surprise hop to Lahore. And then after that, Pathankot happened. As if there is a section in Pakistan that doesn't want the thing should move forward. Whenever the political leadership of India and Pakistan have made some effort, because Imran Khan's tenure saw that lot of bad blood between India and Pakistan. There was too many, imputations and which really spoiled the show. And finally, Imran Khan was thrown out by the Pakistani army because they had enough of him, and his purpose was served. Now he's in jail. Now, people have been speculating what did they discuss during dinner, during lunch, when Jaishankar, the Pakistan Foreign Minister 𝗤𝙗𝙘, and Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi, who heads the Pakistan Cricket Board, Naqvi. And Pakistan is very keen that India, actually play the Champions Trophy matches in Pakistan because they are the host. And their worry is like, as it happened during Asia Cup, India may refuse to go there. And given at this time, and Pakistan is heavily dependent on improving its PR with the rest of the world and trying to get more, IMF bailout packages, it's very keen that it wants to show that things getting normal. But Pakistan doesn't realize that you can't have all this, if you continue to send people into Jammu, because it's difficult to send people terrorists into Kashmir Valley, you are sending them to Jammu. That just cannot happen. And elections in Jammu and Kashmir have got over. And Umar Abdullah has proven to be most matured chief minister, in the sense he has made it very clear. We did discuss about Article 370 during the election campaign, but at the moment we are concerned with statehood. Their cabinet has passed, the first meeting they passed a resolution seeking statehood, and Lieutenant Governor has approved that cabinet resolution. And we are told that Chief Minister Umar Abdullah, the new Chief Minister, will soon travel to Delhi to meet the Prime Minister and for discussion in this regard. So things are changing there. And now it's for the Pakistan military leadership to realize that if they are really sincere, if the Pakistan must show sincerity, then it must stop creating problems in Jammu and Kashmir or anywhere, whether it is pushing in drugs and narcotics or pushing in this kind of people. So I think this could be an opportunity. But then Nawaz Sharif has himself has acknowledged that that sincerity has been lacking on the side of Pakistan. This has come from Nawaz Sharif himself. So this is a very new turn, one must say. That, but definitely Jaishankar visit has generated some positivity, But then we have been bitten several times, so definitely we are very careful. Well, we didn't want to appear to be, shirking from our responsibility towards the Shanghai conclave. I mean Shanghai Cooperative Council. So that's why organization. That's why that has happened. Now, this is happening, sir. I mean, we had to talk about these topics because next week we'll be more into Maharashtra politics, we'll be more into Jharkhand politics, and a lot of things are happening. I mean, everybody is asking a one quick big question, which is who has got the advantage in the Maharashtra elections? Is it Mahayuti or Maha Vikas Aghadi? Because soon after the Lok Sabha elections, people felt that Maharashtra election is dusted and done. BJP did so badly in the Lok Sabha elections. So this is going to hugely impact the Maharashtra Assembly elections. But from June to November, we are in October now. The election dates have been announced. Elections in Maharashtra will take place on November 20th. Counting will be taken up along with in Jharkhand. Jharkhand is having a two-phase elections, both 13th and 20th November, and counting will be on 23rd. Now, apart from that, you are going to have some kind of a mini national poll, because there are by-polls to parliamentary constituencies. One is Wayanad, where Priyanka will be making a debut attempt to enter parliament. And there is one more Lok Sabha constituency, that is Nanded in Maharashtra. Apart from that, there are 48 assembly by-elections, of which Uttar Pradesh is going to see 9 by-elections. In fact, there are 10 vacancies, but one matter is sub judice. So Election Commission has gone ahead with 9 by-elections, 9 assembly by-elections. These are seen as some kind of a do or die battle for Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, because after such a huge setback in the Lok Sabha elections, where they lost a good number of seats, now the whole effort is to prove a point that Yogi and BJP are back and they're alive and very much kicking. So one can see that, yeah, and apart from that, there are elections taking place in Assam. There are 5 by-elections there. West Bengal has got 7. After Uttar Pradesh, it is West Bengal. Now, in West Bengal, these by-elections may be taken as a barometer as to how the people are thinking about the Mamata's regime, particularly after the RG car episode, where a lady in turn was brutalized by a person or persons we do not know, who were part of the ruling party's extortion corruption racket involving hospitals. Similarly, Bihar has got 4, sir, 4 by-polls. Karnataka has 3. Now, Karnataka, it's going to be testing time for our Siddaramaiah of Muda fame. You know, he has to ensure that the Congress party wins all the 3. And Kerala has got 2, apart from Wayanad. Palakkad is one of them. And Meghalaya has 1, Punjab has 4, and Rajasthan has 7. That is also a big challenge for the BJP in Rajasthan, because Lok Sabha elections were not to their full satisfaction. Of course, the interest will be in Wayanad. Now, the big question that people are asking is, how much time will Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi will give for all these by-elections and as well as the big election in Maharashtra and Jharkhand? Because since it's a maiden entry, the brother and sister duo will fully like to concentrate there. And this time, sir, Wayanad will not be such a smooth sailing, because I hear that the left front, particularly Pinarayi Vijayan and the left front leaders, want to ensure that Wayanad gives a tough fight for Priyanka. And BJP has made a very interesting decision. They have announced the name of Kozhikode councillor. Her name is Navya Haridas. She is the state general secretary of the Karnataka BJP Mahila Morcha. And the BJP also wants to see that, because there was earlier talk of the state Kerala BJP president himself may contest. But finally, they have decided, and she is an engineering graduate. And CPI candidate
I think you meant Kerala State Mahila.
Yeah, Kerala State Mahila Morcha. Kerala, I said Kerala State Mahila Morcha.
No, I think you said Karnataka, sir.
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I thought that's what I heard.
Yeah. So, and the CPI candidate is MLA Satyam Mokiri. He's a former MLA. So this is not going to be a kind of a token fight, because for Pinarayi, the Lok Sabha results were a disaster, because CPM just managed to win one, I mean, Left Front won one seat, like BJP won one seat, that of Trichur. So how much time will Rahul Gandhi be able to give it to Maharashtra and Jharkhand? Because he has to take care of Wayanad, because he contested from both places and decided to retain Rai Bareli from where he won as well, and gave up Wayanad. And Wayanad, Rahul Gandhi's margins were very impressive. But this time, between Lok Sabha elections and now, Wayanad has faced a natural disaster. There was a landslide, and there was a lot of complaints about how the Kerala government as well as local representatives have been taking up this issue. So even as this is the scenario, what we are seeing is this talks which are going on between the Mahayuti partners and Maha Vikas Aghadi partners. They have been progressing at a hectic pace. As we are talking now, the Maha Vikas Aghadi leaders are in a huddle now, because there was a lot of drama in the last 2 days with Uddhav Thackeray, getting very upset with the Congress approach, particularly the Maharashtra Congress leader Nana Patole's approach, saying that, I mean, this cannot go on, because he said even almost decided that he would not participate in any seat discussions where Patole is present. And his master's voice, Sanjay Raut, Shiv Sena leader, who is close to the Thackeray, said, look, what is this? You have to, for everything, you are not taking a call. The election dates have been announced. You have to consult your high command. Then we better talk to them. Why should we talk to you? To which Nana Patole said, look, Sanjay Raut can take decisions even for Uddhav Thackeray, but we have a system. We have to consult other leaders. We have to consult our high command. And the whole battle this time is about, sir, Shiv Sena wants to contest as many, I mean, Uddhav Thackeray wants to contest as many number of assembly seats that which Congress is eyeing. Congress wants 100 plus. Uddhav Thackeray also wants to close 100 plus. And Uddhav Thackeray is saying, look, we gave up Ramtek Lok Sabha seat. We gave up some seats in Vidarbha. Now, why don't you give us? Why don't you let us contest from these places? And so finally, Ramesh Chanitala, who is the AICC pointsman for Maharashtra, he had to rush to Mumbai. And today he met Uddhav Thackeray in Matoshri, and they had a discussion, and after which this meeting has resumed now. Because the figures are something like this: Congress 100, Uddhav Thackeray 100 seats, and Pawar around 80 seats. Total number of seats is 288. Now, in the case of Mahayuti, sir, they have almost agreed on, BJP will contest 142 seats. Shiv Sena will, that is Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena will contest 66 seats. And Ajit Pawar will get 50 plus to contest. And remaining 28 seats, the discussions are going on. It's quite possible Amit Shah may travel to Mumbai on Sunday and make those announcements, the final shape of the Mahayuti alliance. And these are the first elections after the Shiv Sena split in 2022 and Pawar, I mean the NCP split in 2023. Sir, one thing has happened. The Maha Vikas Aghadi people are very upset with Mahayuti people for stealing the Revadi culture. All over Maharashtra, women are queuing up to register themselves for that Ladli Bahan Yojana, where they will get 1,500 rupees. In post offices, in banks, you can see huge queues. Some people have already started getting money. And they have been told this amount can be raised further once we come back to power. This has been such a big game changer. Even die-hard supporters of Maha Vikas Aghadi, those who are die-hard critics of BJP, they are saying that, what is this? BJP also did this. What happened to Prime Minister Modi's opposition to Revadi culture? Suddenly they feel if BJP has also started doing this, Eknath Shinde has stolen the march. And in terms of financial cost, it's mind-boggling, sir. 46,000 crores for this project alone a year. And I am told that all the entire package, if you see, this is going to cost 1 lakh crore. The very things that we apprehended in Karnataka and Maharashtra's budget will cross by 2 lakh crores. There will be a fiscal deficit 2 lakh crores. But then elections will have to be won. And the arguments that are given is that, look, there are short-term goals and long-term goals. We cannot ignore the short-term if we want to do long-term. So therefore, we are seeing a competitive freebie culture has now resulted in one-upmanship, which is actually put the Mahayuti, way ahead of Maha Vikas Aghadi. Apart from other factors like trouble over seats, trouble over particular seats, trouble over number of seats. And here, sir, it's very clear the Prime Minister's blessings are with Eknath Shinde, because the other day when they had an NDA meeting of all the chief ministers, Eknath Shinde was asked to move a resolution to congratulate the Prime Minister and the Bharatiya Janata Party for Haryana success, thereby signaling that Eknath Shinde is the CM face for Maharashtra. Similarly, just 3 days ago, when Mahayuti government presented their report card as to all the decisions they have taken, what are the benefits they have rolled out, and question was put to Devendra Fadnavis in the presence of Eknath Shinde as well as Ajit Pawar, who is your CM candidate? And Fadnavis said, look, with the chief minister by my side, you are asking me that question. Who will be our chief minister? We have a chief minister here. To which even Ajit Pawar could not help suppressing his smile. So we can see how in politics, sir, we often say that, 3 months is too long a time or 4 months is too long a time, and that's what exactly is happening. Because everywhere women in Maharashtra are talking about this Ladli Behan Yojana. And sir, I get reports that at a lot of places, even Muslim women are queuing up.
So they will queue up, sir. They just won't vote, sir. They will queue up. They just won't vote. Sir, they will queue up, sir.
Sir, but then this 1,500 rupees is independent of, it's this coming into them, where then men folks cannot do anything. See, the biggest thing what has happened is, in a way, it's empowerment, because many women, sir, not just in Maharashtra, everywhere, they do not get to spend what they earn. Either it is saved up for some future occasions like wedding or something else, or to meet exigencies. And if they are working, then they have to hand over that money to their men folks. But this is a money that is straight coming into the bank accounts. And I can sense that, here in P Gurus, we have often debated this whole idea of freebies, reckless. But sir, there people realize that if you have this kind of social net, obviously you're not going to have enough money for other things. Your roads won't be repaired, your bridges won't be repaired, your hospitals won't be taken care of, lot of other problems, unless the government reworks the whole thing. I mean, how the budget is going to work. But then elections will have to be won. No party is willing to do right economics because the consequences are severe. And the other side is announcing. And Congress thought it had found a formula, nobody can emulate it. So they won. They did it in Karnataka, they did it in Himachal. They tried to do it in Chhattisgarh, but did not get result. In Madhya Pradesh, they offered more than what Shivraj Singh Chauhan had offered, but they did not do well. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, sir. It is my belief that any Gandhi family member can be disqualified from contesting Member of Parliament Lok Sabha elections. You need to do your homework. Make sure that somebody, go through the filing of Priyanka Gandhi. You will find a lot of omissions. You bring the omissions to light, question it, and you can actually unseat the person from even disqualified from even contesting. See, the game is played like this, Shekharji. They will wait till the very last moment to file their paper so that the other side doesn't have time to scrutinize them. But then that's a double-edged sword. If you know what they are going to file, and you can guess that from looking at what Rahul Gandhi has done in the past, you can find all the things that will be missed. You just object that I want to take a look at it before. Every candidate has a right to scrutinize the other's applications. Do a proper job, have a set of lawyers ready, go through it. I'm sure they'll find a lot of omissions, and have Priyanka disqualified. Let it be a CPIM versus BJP fight. Sir, this is possible. They don't do it, sir. I know, because from 2019, my good friend actually went for the same nutcase for the same person who fought in 2024 as well as 2019. Person is anyway useless. That's my opinion. He went and they didn't want to do it. BJP doesn't want to do it. BJP is so, sometimes their messaging is awful. There was a guy, Kummonam Rajasekaran, against Shashi Tharoor. Not once did in any of the campaign speeches did he talk about Shashi Tharoor's wife's questionable death. Sir, do you have this is, if somebody kills his own wife, I mean, there are rumors that he's involved, and you don't even talk about it. Sir, sometimes BJP does a royal hash of things. Sir. I don't know what they do, but at least I'm saying don't even go that far. Disqualify the person from even contesting. See, this is also another problem. If Priyanka comes in, there will be another. Priyanka also will start becoming a factor in elections. You can say, okay, the family itself will fight, but Congress has a strange chemistry, sir. At the time of important decisions, everybody will unite. Put a united front and then go back and again fight again. So this is something that we have seen it in the past also. My 2 cents is make that happen before the whole by-election starts. Make it difficult. Did they not write to US and make sure that Modi did not get a visa? How many years was it done? Finally, sir, my information is that the US consul, the US ambassador during Obama time had to be recalled because she falsified some information, sir. This is something that people don't know. They evidently something was told that there are many bodies buried from the 2002 riots at a particular place, and then seismic mapping photographic was taken, and then they turned out to be all cow bones, and cow heads are long. You can't by any stretch of imagination say these are human skulls. A lot of stuff has happened. This doesn't see the light of the day. I mean, if Congress can go to that extent to prevent the opposition from coming to power or getting prominent, why can't BJP do the same thing? That's my question. Make it hard, sir. Make it hard. Let her fight every step of the way. Anyway, this is just my 2 cents. Let's. I think we have done all the things now. We can take some questions, Shekharji.
Ji.
Balijepalli Ramakrishna, thank you so much for becoming YouTube member. Corporate SME loans want to know, DMK shows no respite in their blatant Hindi hatred, yet center is going soft on them and their corruption and mixed governance. Why so?
Sir, I was expecting this question, and what has happened is there was this function organized by Doordarshan Kendra in Chennai, and like every function in Tamil Nadu, official function starts with invocation for the Tamil mother, 𝗤𝙗𝘗 𝗢𝗚. And governor has been instructing people that he doesn't want a recorded song to be played. He wants people actually to sing it. This has been Governor R.N. Ravi's insistence. So in the Doordarshan function, which was to commemorate the DDA Chennai's completion of a particular milestone, So people who were supposed to, who sung the 𝗖𝗚𝘀𝗍 𝗖𝗚, they left out one line. Now, I am told by people that this was not deliberate, it was by mistake, and whoever singing it in chorus, they left out one line. And that line referred to Tamil Nadu being the land of Dravida Nadu. Now, after that, the Stalin went hammer on tongs on governor, saying you have deliberately left it out. So, whatever little chemistry that had improved with the Stalin's meeting with Modi, this is all before elevation of Udayanithi as deputy CM, and then bringing back Sendil Balaji, and governor playing host to all these things without any problem for Stalin. And the buzz that started that BJP and DMK are getting together. Now with a vengeance, they want to show that we are not together, so they are back to this. One was Stalin's objection to even celebrating any occasion that has to do with Hindi. He says, don't celebrate any Hindi program in Tamil Nadu. Because if you do that, you are ignoring our languages. You are only promoting Hindi. No, I can't understand. That means there should be no function involving Tamil language in Delhi or in any other state capitals. No release of books or anything. Now, the DMK didn't want to give a benefit out because this is what has happened. And Doordarshan Chennai issued a statement saying that governor has nothing to do with this omission that has happened, for which we deeply express regret to the governor. But still, everyone, they went blah, 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 and trying to show that. And DK, the Dravida Kazhagam, which is the foot soldiers of DMK, they even started sending all nasty mails to Raj Bhavan. Suddenly, Aaron Ravi is back as a whipping boy. In fact, all that the Governor Ravi wanted was that people should sing the song, whether it is national anthem or Tamil anthem, people should sing it instead of, pre-recorded with full music. This is a practice he wanted to start, but then a big lapse happened because though everybody knows by heart this 𝗖𝗚𝘀𝗍 𝗖𝗚, it's a very beautiful song. It does, for all of us who belong to Tamil Nadu, when you the description of Tamil, the Tamil land, the beauty of Tamil and beauty of Tamil land, the Tamil Nadu by Manmoni and Sundarana, that itself, it gives you a feeling of what I should say is, for any Tamil would feel, it comes with very powerful emotion. Now, but this was not deliberately done, that particular line. Then they have started questioning that, did even Stalin saying, did governor omit it because he's an Aryan, back to the Aryan Dravidian nonsense. Sir.
Well, I have nothing to say, sir. These people will just run the clock out just doing this kind of politics, never do anything useful. Next one, please. Rohit Akshay wants to know, from a broader perspective, we all know that there is a lot of tampering happening with the railway lines by a specific community. Kavach system seems to be an expensive affair. How will government tackle?
Well, Rohit ji, they have ordered back patrolling in all those sensitive areas. They have asked Railway Protection Force as well as local police in many places, in many states, to again start, because there are too many incidents. Gas cylinders being placed, concrete slabs being placed, iron rods being placed. It all seems to be a handiwork of people who wants disaster to happen. And so that they feel Prime Minister Modi will get a bad name, BJP will get a bad name. Because the victory in Haryana, sir, the BJP victory in Haryana has shaken the opposition. And for Rahul Gandhi, the elections in Jammu Kashmir as well as Haryana has come as a huge shock. He thought, under his charming leadership, Congress figures went up from 52 to 99. That means BJP is on its way out. Prime Minister is out. Now, Maharashtra will further settle this issue, sir. If Congress cannot, repeat its past performance, you're going to see allies will already they are blaming Congress. They will say only because of you we lost. And I have always been maintaining Maharashtra elections is going to involve 6 parties. Who may be in this alliance or that alliance in Aghadi or in Mahayuti, but who will be free to seek new partners if it can bring them to striking distance of power. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Sir, we have crossed 1 hour. Hopefully, we can do 2 or 3 questions and wrap it up, sir. Vaibhav Nayak wants to know what will be the effect of reservation issue on Mahayuti?
Sir, not just on Mahayuti, it's on Aghadi also, because the issue of Maratha reservation, and which has created a backlash among OBCs who are opposing inclusion of Marathi community in the quota system, and this is having its own impact. So you are going to see a lot of micro impact on certain constituencies. This issue is going to play out, and Eknath Shinde has been showing that as a chief minister, he has been trying to sincere, because courts have struck down repeatedly any reservation for Marathas. They said without an assessment as to the social and economic backwardness of any community, you can't straight give them OBC quota or anything, or any such privilege. So this is a very sensitive issue. The same problem exists, Jats in Haryana are demanding reservation, though that issue did not play out this time because the elections were all about Jat versus non-Jats in Haryana. Similarly, Patidars in Gujarat, they have also been agitating. There was a huge agitation, but then finally it was realized that it's not so easy. Sir.
Next one, please. NN wants to know, is US scared of de-dollarization, hence trying to pressure India?
No, I think the Americans are not very happy with that independent course that India seems to be taking on certain issues, particularly on Ukraine, particularly on its energy dependence on Russia. I mean, its continuous purchase. We have been buying from Iran also, because we have made it clear to all of them, look, if you consider us as a bulwark against China, then you have to let us handle our economy well. We cannot foreclose our options. Sir, look at the mess that Germany and other countries now, their energy costs have gone up because they decided not to buy Russian oil because of Ukraine. I mean, oil, energy, everything. And I've been reading reports how the kind of crisis that German economy is facing now. At one time it was fast growing. Now look. Sir.
Maithili wants to know, Bengal's by-election will be a litmus test for Mamata?
Sir, it will be because there are 7 assembly by-elections, and you can see the kind of situation our party leaders are. And this 𝗤𝙤𝙤𝘀𝘀 thing has been going on. The interns are not at all happy. They are still agitating. And one doesn't know what is the kind of relationship now between Abhishek Banerjee and Mamata. Just 2 years are left for the assembly elections there, like in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Sir.
Next one, please. Last question. Kushanand Keshav wants to know, why can't central government dissolve West Bengal and Tamil Nadu government?
Kushanand ji, we have always taken up this question that their own parties may demand president's rule, but it is not that easy, because if you impose president's rule within 6 months, you will have to get it ratified in parliament. Maybe you can extend another 6, but then it will give handle to Mamata to bounce back. She will play the victim card. Her cadres will indulge in violence, and center will be left with holding that situation, which can turn into crisis. I don't think Congress wants to fall into that Mamata trap, because she is looking for sympathy.
So there's always this problem that because of sympathy, she comes back with a bigger mandate. Then the whole purpose of imposing president's rule is wasted. I think political maturity is needed as to what you will use to win elections. This is becoming worse and worse. That's one of the problems. And with good leadership, such things will not happen. But then we can all wish for pigs to fly or whatever, because it's the same thing everywhere. Not just in India. US sees the same problem, leadership deficit. Sir, thank you so much, and we'll be seeing you on Wednesday at 7 p.m. in Hindi. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.